Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory takes place one whole year after the disappearance of Sora in Kingdom Hearts 3. Kairi was basically put into an induced sleep by Evan, Ienzo, and Ansem the Wise, while other members of the Guardians of Light were in search for Sora. During Kairi's sleep, they were trying to search for her mind for any evidence to where Sora could possibly be. Now, as you may know, all of the worlds, including the version of the final world we saw, was not the actual worlds themselves, but more or less dreams built from her memories. This is why we have flashbacks to when she was a child, showing us that she was experimented on by Xehanort, who at this point was in control of Terra's body after the events that unfolded in Birth by Sleep. Xehanort explains that Kairi's heart will resonate with the Keyblade wielders, and that he believes that she can lead him to that wielder's world. Since their world will succumb into darkness soon, this is the only way to save their world. He does state that if she arrives in a world that is neither light nor darkness, but somewhere on the other side, her task would be far from easy. If that happens, she must abandon her search, as her mission has failed. She is then sent out in a unique contraption that people are saying is called the Ark. This is where she of course washes ashore Destiny Island, where she eventually meets Sora and Riku, two Keyblade wielders in the Kingdom Hearts series. I also want to say that with us basically diving into Kairi's memories throughout Melody of Memory, we do see a lot of her struggle with Xehanort personally, and it makes complete sense that someone would be messed up over a person that tested on you and basically controlled your early life. I'm also thinking that even though they defeated Xehanort at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, his story is far from over. Square Enix is making sure we are still getting a bunch of content that we are constantly going to be seeing Xehanort. If it's not him older, we're going to see him younger as young Xehanort. And content like Dark Road. We did get Kingdom Hearts Dark Road as another mobile game, and they are really pushing Xehanort on us. So, that machine that I mentioned earlier, the Ark, is said to be able to send people through different times and universes. The Ark may be a key to getting to the world of Unreality that was brought to our attention shortly after Kairi wakes from her year-long sleep at the end of Melody of Memory. Ansem the Wise explains that the other side that Xehanort mentioned was Unreality, or in a better terms, fiction. This was definitely a part of the story that I had to rewatch multiple times to grasp this concept fully. So in our reality, Kingdom Hearts is a form of fiction. A game that we all grew to love and adore since we were young kids. If you played it from its first initial release, of course. But in the world of Kingdom Hearts, Disney characters, Final Fantasy characters, Keyblades, Poppy Fruits, etc. That's all their reality. We can be looked at as their form of fiction. Now, I mentioned before that video games are a fiction to you and me. In the world of Kingdom Hearts, more specifically in the Toy Box world, we see that Verum Rex is a video game, a form of fiction that Rex was playing. If you may remember, when entering Toy Box, Rex confused Sora with the main character from Verum Rex, Yozora. Sora was simply sent to a universe of Unreality. He came face to face with the main protagonist to the Verum Rex video game. After Ansem the Wise explains the world of Unreality, the fairy godmother and Riku enter this research facility where she explains that they need to find 3 keys to find Sora. One being Riku's dreams, Kairi's memories, and one other. Riku states that he has been dreaming of a large city with tall buildings. The research trio believes that this city is part of the world of Unreality. The fairy godmother then brings Riku and Kairi to the final world, where she introduces them to the Nameless Star. For the longest time, I thought that the Nameless Star was Strelitzia from Union Cross, but she is then said to be from the universe of Unreality. But her form was taken. In order to get her form back, they need a path to get to her world, in which Riku can use the power of waking to get there. Riku tells the Nameless Star about the city he dreamt about, and from his description, she told him it must be Quadratum, a city that exists in the world of Unreality. After finding out the Nameless Star was from the world of Unreality, I came to the assumption that this could no longer be Strelitzia, but another character that never saw her proper screen time. Stella. A few videos back, I did a video talking about Verum Rex and the similarities it has with Final Fantasy Versus 13, a game we know now as Final Fantasy 15. If you want to know more on that, just check that video out and tell me what you all think. Once the portal of Quadratum was made, Kairi says she would like to join Riku in search for Sora, but must wait till her training with Master Aqua is finished. I also covered Kairi's journey to Keyblade Master in yesterday's video if that sparks your interest. At the very end, Master Jensen explains that long ago, in his time of Keyblade Master, it was known that the ancient masters crossed over into another world. Since they know where Sora could possibly be, he halts further search for him, leaving it solely up to Riku. While Kairi finishes her training, Mickey will search for clues to how Unreality is connected to Scala ad Caelum. More clues to this could possibly be seen in the future of Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, since they like to make every entry in the series very important to the storyline. I'm sure at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, a lot of us believed that the city scene where we saw Sora and Riku walking through empty streets with Yozora and what seems to be the Master of Masters looking from above was in Shibuya. But in this case, it is actually the city of Quadratum. Quadratum is actually a Latin term that in English is translated to square. This could be a hint that the world of Unreality may be based off of Square Enix properties, like Final Fantasy VII's Midgar, an example. But we don't know until we get some sort of announcement to the next big game in this series. We do know that the world of Verum Rex and characters such as Yozora are going to be a huge focus to the future of Kingdom Hearts. And honestly, that's very exciting to me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I've been trying to dive more into lore and hardcore facts so I can make you all some interesting videos on the channel. Down in the comments, tell me what you all think. What are your takes on the world of Unreality? And what do you all think Quadratum is actually referring to? But that's everything for today, guys. Thank you all for watching, and as always, let your hearts be your guiding keys. Bye.